Welcome, Stampin' Friends. I am excited tonight. We are going to be sharing the gallery blooms. Now, I know you've seen this before, but we're going to bring it back and create some really cute cards. They're easy to make, and I'm pairing it with the prayers and promises, so you're going to love these. So, I'm Linda from Linda's Stampin' Escape, and I welcome you tonight. I hope you are enjoying your evening. It is Wednesday, April 1st, and that's no fooling. No jokes tonight, just pretty cards. So I hope you all grab a seat and your favorite little something to drink and relax and sit back and join me for some pretty card making tonight. Got some things to do here quick, and then we'll be ready to roll. We got eyes already. That's wonderful. Say hello when you jump in, and I will get your name in a drawing or some cute little embellishments there. So, welcome, welcome. Again, we are working with the gallery blooms tonight. So, I'm not really going to stamp anything. We're going to be playing with the designer paper tonight. So, we've got that. And this just hit the retirement list, or as they call it, the last chance list now. So, yep. Sad to see this one go because it's so versatile. Along with that, the embossing folder that went in the suite called Damask Designs is also leaving. So I will have a little sample with that tonight. And then I'm pairing everything with the pairs and promises. So the two cards that I'm making tonight will be using prayers and promises. So let's take a look at this pretty paper. I don't know if I have all the designs. There were so many in this one. So we're going to start here. Don't forget to say hello as you jump in and watch. So this is all double-sided. So we'll walk through this. One of the cards that we're using tonight, we'll be using this paper right there. So that's the other side. And I love these because I have created home decor with some of these designer papers because they are so pretty. These kind of papers you can use anything with. Our first card tonight is going to be done with this paper. So pretty, and the background is just, it has a paint texture to it. If you can see that, so pretty. This has the paint texture and flowers. So these all look hand painted. Got a cityscape there. And then our other designer papers. I don't want to spend too much time on these because you've seen that. I love this one. Wait till you see a card done with this one. So besides the two cards I'm making tonight, I also have a lot of samples that I want to share with you since this is retiring. There we go. And then we got this one and this one and one more. I like this one too. And then the back. So you are going to see something very interesting that I did with this one. So can't wait to share those with you. So let's get started. We're going to bring in our Mossy Meadow ink. And I have a very vanilla back here. This is our card base. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. So your regular A2 size base. And then my mat is also Mossy Meadow. And this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I just pulled an 1/8 inch, trimmed the 1/8 inch off of two sides there. So it would be just letting a little bit of color peek out there. So there we go with that. And now we are going to bring in And this is pretty much going to be my first card. I told you it was going to be easy. So let's get this put together so far. We'll put our mat on first. I'm going to move this out of here. Just, I got to kind of line up my corners here because for some reason I like to put paper on crooked. I don't know. I told my daughter the other day as I was downstairs making cards, I said, I think my glasses are crooked or my eyes are on crooked. So just take your time and get that on there. And again, this is Gallery Blooms, and everything in this whole suite is on the last chance list. So the prayers and promises, that stamp set that I'm using for my greetings, is not on the retirement list. So that's good because this is one of my faves. It's a go-to stamp set for me. I'm going to ink that up. Put that right there. Let that ink soak in a bit. And beautiful. Now I'm going to take the hexagon punch here and we're going to punch this out. This is also on the last chance list. So I want to share with you some really nice items that are going, and I never know how fast they're going to go. Sometimes they're around for maybe a month or two, and sometimes they're only here for hours. As I was making up a list of some of the stuff that we had, I was shocked to see that one of the ribbons that I was going to share was already gone. So that was only on there a couple hours. And that does happen. Some of our favorites go very, very quickly. Okay, we're gonna get our pick here to pull and start pulling some of these off. I'm gonna add 2 more because I'm not afraid to use my dimensionals. I kind of like it. So everybody's quiet tonight. Say hello. So I know who I'm stamping with tonight. There we go. We'll just pop our little greeting on. Keeping you in my thoughts, holding you in my heart, and remembering you in my prayers. And this is such a pretty verse and pairs perfectly with this paper. I love this paper because I think you can make masculine cards, you can make feminine cards. So the whole pack is just really nice and easy to work with. Okay, so that's easy card number 1. Now we're going to put the Mossy Meadow away and we're going to pull out our Secret Sea. Love this one. Love this color. And then our card is going to be using this paper and the damask here. So that is the embossing folder. So we got that. And that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. So it's just a basic size mat. Okay. And then I cut these pieces. I believe they're 1 inch by 3 3/4. So they fit here. And I was playing with some other designs. And then I used the Secret Sea and Cloud Cover and the dies from this stamp set. So the coordinating dies. Pulled some of those out. The card base is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. So again, that basic. And you can use your embossing folders 2 different ways. This way is popped up, and this way it's inverted, and that's the way I'm going to use this one. I just want something a little bit different. Move that over there. And it keeps moving across my table. So let's get this on here. This adds a nice soft texture, but it's going to allow me to put my pieces on. So I got a whole bunch of pieces here. I don't need them all. Just want to see which ones worked the best for me. Think I'm going to go this way. We're going to put 4. Yep, 4 is on. 4 looks good. Get too many more on there and it's going to get squishy. So we will get the first one on, and I'm not going to be pushing those down too tight yet because I may have to wiggle them and just move them a bit. I want to see how this all lays out. Put the bottom one on. And then I'm actually going to, as you could see, I flipped that middle one over. Okay, we're going to flip this over. I'm going to move this one down just a bit and this one up. And we're going to leave this one with just a little more space in between. Okay, now I can push these down a little harder. Let's do it this way. Now I know everything's on there nice and tight. And now for this one, I am going to stamp my greeting right onto my pretty cardstock. Okay, do a practice one over here, make sure it's inking up nice. And on that piece right there. Oh, yes. That is pretty. I'm going to add this here. And by leaving that little extra space in there, it just sets off your greeting a little bit better. And we'll put our secret C aside. And then what I'm going to do is just take a little adhesive and put some right on here. And then the rest I'll use my glue dots. And I'm going to add, just going to layer these over there. And we'll kind of put our florals. We're building a nice little floral piece here. And I should move my hand so you can get a clear picture there. Okay. I'll put this one off to the side. And then I'm going to bring this one in. Put that right about there. So I see I already got a glue dot that's holding on. So I'm just going to put one more on here for now. Just kind of roll that on there. And then let's put one more over there. And I kind of roll them. See that right here? Just take this and roll it up. And just put that right in a spot where it won't be conspicuous and it will hang on to our little bundle there. So now we got one up there and down here. So we can put this right about there. That looks great. Now, because of the thickness of my layers, I am lucky enough to be able to pop this up. Give it some added dimension. So I'm just putting my pieces on there where they won't be seen. Right. We're going to stick this right here. So it'll come down here. It draws your eye across those. And then we're just going to put a pretty little piece of baker's twine on there. And I'm going to double wrap this around. And then cut. Grab my big scissors because that cuts. I wish Stampin' Up! Still had this for sale because anybody who doesn't have it, you guys would love it. It's perfect. So now I'm pinching my little edges together here. And yes, I know this is kind of long, but it helps me tie it. And then I pull my two sides together like little butterfly wings. And then I pull these two together. Oops, he jumped out on me. Okay, let's do this again. Put that through. He keeps popping out. There we go. And pull. Right where I wanted. Pull it nice and tight. And then I kind of like them strands a little longer, but I don't like those ruffled edges. So we're going to trim those off. Then we're going to take one of our glue dots again. There we go. Roll that onto the back here where your knot is. And then we're going to put that right into our flowers. We're going to put it up high enough so you can still see those pieces hanging down. Isn't that pretty? So simple, and yet it looks so elegant. And it really does convey that message, doesn't it? So here's our two cards from tonight. So, like I said, quick and easy cards. Cards don't have to be hard to be beautiful, and stamping does not have to wreck your brain to have fun. So let's go take a look at some of the ones that I've created earlier. And many of these were done on my live, so you can find them on Pinterest or YouTube if you want to watch the video. So here is one. And I just trimmed off this edge. So it's a little, front is a little bit shorter. It exposes the embossing. And you'll notice I only embossed about 1 inch in. So just a little bit different look. And then I stamped and colored the flowers. Those were done with the Stampin' Blends. And then I have these two here, both cut the same way and just have a little bit different. Now these I use designer papers and the designer paper here as well. So just a little bit different greeting, but same cut, and you can do pretty much anything with these. You'll notice different ways that I've added greetings. Just makes it fun. Now, if you're looking for elegance, this one will do it. This one was done live, I believe. And I also did one like this in my club where I showed everybody how to do the coloring on that one. And this is one of the two frames that comes with the dies. So very nice, very elegant card. And then this one, I showed you the paper earlier. This one is so pretty. I stamped out the flowers and then die cut them. And then I just took a blending brush and started down at the bottom, worked my way up. So you got that nice ombre look, and it just adds a nice touch to your card. And then I have another one here where we did a fence. So really cute. Again, these cards are not hard to make. They're simple and easy, but the products in this suite just make it look so elegant. And then one more, I told you I had one with that, just that plain background I shared. Here it is. So there's the background. And what I did is took Peaceful Pier, stamped it on there. I love the gray, stormy skies because, right, don't we get those? And then I created with the Stampin' Blends a lake, and I put some highlights in there for little waves. And I had a lot of fun making this one. So, again, easy to make and just super fun. So, I want to thank you for joining me for tonight's cards and that you got to take a peek at some of the ones that I've created before with these. So I thank you for joining me. Let me know in the comments which card was your favorite. And thank you. You have a wonderful evening. Good night.